Hello viewers, this is Just Fake Network TV, a place where you can get the latest information about Nigeria news. For those who subscribe, I want to say a very big thank you to you. We'll say God bless you. If you're yet to do so, please kindly press the subscription button below. And now the news in details. Lesson for all the Southerners. Beware of Sanusi. To all the Southerners expressing their opinion for or against Sanusi, I say, take it easy, let us side in. Buy popcorn and coke and be watching this movie. There might be more to this than meets the eye. Whether this crisis is real or not, one thing I know about the North is that they never lose sight of their true goal or do anything to sabotage it. Total domination of Nigeria is their only ambition when it comes to that. They stand together and they plan for ahead. They plan far ahead. Under Obasanjo with Okonjo-Iweala as finance minister and Soludo as CBN governor, southern banks became very powerful, financing infrastructural and economic growth, not only in southern Nigeria but even in other African countries. Nigerians was on the way to becoming a true financial and economic powerhouse. For the black world, southern banks were a threat to foreign capitals, West, Middle East and Far East, and also a threat to the Northern hegemonic plan. When Sanusi was made CBN governor under Yar'Adua, the first thing he did was to target southern banks and begin to weaken them one after the other under the guise of fighting corruption. At the same time, he reopened the door for foreign as well as Islamic financial capital. He effectively conducted an economic jihad that halted the advance of the South and put the North back in a favorable strategic position. Now 2023 is coming. The North has realized one thing: Nigeria is ripe for change. The Northern strategists would prefer that the modernizing of Nigeria take place under a Northerner than under a Southerner, so they have to present a viable Northern candidate for them. This is where Sanusi comes into the picture. If you study Sanusi's actions, you will see that he is deeply pro-North and anti-South in a very intelligent, progressive way. Sanusi understands that it takes to make the North overtake and dominate the South in every way in a modern world. But when you hear him talk, you will think he is the tribalized pan-Nigerian government critics, which is why so many Southerners foolishly support him. The North understand that Sanusi would be more valuable to them as the president of Nigeria than as the Imam of Kano. It would not only help the North to overtake the South systematically and on all possible levels, it would also modernize Nigeria so that the credit for the modernization of Nigeria will go to a Northerner. The Northern future planners would rather have Sanusi in a position to become the president of Nigeria. Exactly my own. I think any Southerners that does not see these wicked Islamic jihadists being repositioned is dreaming. Sanusi destroyed southern banks, drove away their CEOs and jailed some. Erastus Akingbola built Intercontinental Bank from the scratch, and Sanusi took it from him. While he ran for his life, Sanusi was a terror working with the people in the EFCC. The story had it that Saraki wanted Akingbola to buy Society Generale Bank, which he looted into coma, and he refused. Saraki then approached Sanusi, who was his classmate at King's College, Lagos, to use his position as the CBN governor to destroy Intercontinental Bank. And Akingbola, Sanusi then looked for a reason to do the job. That was how he came up with the Horus audit report, which he used to destroy southern banks. Those banks were not in distress at all. Access Bank was denied under the management of Sanusi's friend. Intercontinental Bank was then handed over to him for survival. Access Bank used Intercontinental Bank money to buy Intercontinental. Cecilia Hebrew, who built Oceanic Bank, was dispossessed and jailed. Sanusi appointed his friend who ran down their banks to be the new managers of the Southern Bank he claimed were distressed. Good logic does not permit handing over distressed bank to former bad managers, if not for an agenda. You may not have heard that Tony Elumelu refused to employ Sanusi at UBA before First Bank employed him. He rose in First Bank to MD because of the FGN's controlling shares. From there he became the CBN governor. He didn't forget or forgive Tony. That was why he came up with the 7 years maximum term for bank CEOs to get back at Tony. We have a wicked Islamic jihadist being let loose. Remember El-Rufai saying that Fulanis neither forgive nor forget. Sanusi is a typical Fulani. Sanusi introduced the law that bank CEOs cannot stay beyond 7 years. If they can't run their businesses for more than 7 years, why are people like Dangote running theirs beyond 7 years? He destroyed Southern banks and introduced Islamic banking because Southern banks were strengthening Southern Christians' economy. Where in the world do you run a business without making profit or charging interest? Buhari is borrowing from the international finance community and will pay interest, but will use Southern resources to run an interest-free Islamic bank. The Southern must wake up before it's too late. The North hates the South in every aspect and will do everything to pull them down. But Southern leaders are blind and not thinking. The North is out to frustrate and slow down the South by all means. Sanusi is an intelligent man but an economic Boko Haram against the South. The same way Buhari cancelled the Lagos State Metro line to slow down Southwest development was how Sanusi used his power at the CBN to destroy Southern economy. He is still coming, only splitting the country will save the South. The North have been marketing Sanusi with his eloquent speeches but with a sinister agenda. Southerners seem to be carried away by his eloquent speeches, but he is a very dangerous man. We warned Southerners against Buhari, but he didn't listen. Another intelligent Buhari, whom I call Ahithophel, is coming, and they will still fall prey. 24 hours after his dramatic dethronement, El-Rufai, his fellow jihadist, has offered him the VP of Kaduna State Investment Project. Sanusi has not fallen. He is rising. The South are thoughtless in many ramifications. The same educated Islamic jihadist who beheaded Gideon Akaluka also beheaded the Southern economy when he had the opportunity. The North sees him as their hatchet man. They are coming. Wow, so guys, what is your own take about this news? I just pray that may God help us in our country right now. May God help us, because this same God Sanusi that we are talking about today is a pretender. Whether we like it or not, Sanusi is from the North and he will always support his Fulani people anytime, any day. I'm telling you the truth. He will always support his people whether we like it or not. So this one, and the Southerners, they need to be careful. They need to be careful, because this is just the truth and nothing but the truth. Because the bankers and other well-informed people in the finance sector know very well that Sanusi merely destroyed the banking industry. They know everything already. And the accusation of the Intercontinental Bank by Access Bank is fraudulent. It is. They are corrupt people entirely. Jonathan government, during his own time, he was about dealing with him when he disappeared by the appointments as Emir. Jonathan knows his atrocity. He know as Sanusi's atrocity. Even the father of Sanusi, they know what he did before he died. Sanusi immensely benefited from the quota system, which catapulted him. It took him in his career, in the banking career, far, far away above his southern counterpart. This guy is a very brave guy. He knows what he's doing at any time, any day. And the southerners, they need to be careful about him. The northern agenda can clearly be seen in the speed at which he was disposed. And within, I tell you, within 48 hours, his lawyer filed a case that drastically assigned by the chief judge and was decided immediately. We are just praying that very soon, the truth, everybody will know the truth. Everybody will know the truth by all means. This so-called Sanusi, and that is why the people in the west, the southwest, they were just scared when he went to Lagos that time, because he's a very pretender guy. He was dethroned, and El-Rufai, you can imagine, El-Rufai gave him a post immediately. This thing is politics. It's a game. It's a game. I'm telling you, I can't lie to you. It's a game. A Nigerian said that, may God bless you for this information. I knew Sanusi and his work, but God Almighty is at work as well. It is as if the Southerners are handicapped presently, but God will never forsake us. The North will fall in their evil plan against other peace. Loving Nigerians like the Southerners. Look at how poverty is everywhere in the North. Where in North yet their leaders have learnt that there is supreme, God will control the affairs of men. People know the work of this guy, whether we like it or not. Sanusi is a well-pretender guy. So guys, what do you think? What is your own take about this? Kindly drop your comments at the comment section below. For those who subscribe, I want to say a very big thank you to you, and we'll say God bless you for subscribing. Bye.